Hello again. The Saudi Arabian cities of Mecca and Medina are home to some of the most important historical sites in Islam. But for years, the kingdom's been systematically demolishing heritage sites. The destruction includes things like the birthplace of the Prophet of Islam himself, Muhammad's home, is now an office building. Jannat al-Baqi, or the Garden of Heaven, is a graveyard in Medina. The Prophet and many of his family members are buried there, but in 1925, those shrines were levelled. In the same year, the king also ordered the demolition of a graveyard in Mecca, the final resting place of Khadija, Muhammad's first wife and the first woman to become a Muslim. Well, the government says that the current demolitions will allow the expansion of the mosque in Mecca and prevent people from worshipping at graves. On the eve of the Hajj pilgrimage, Muhammad Val went with pilgrims to the Mountain of Light in Mecca, one of the few places still open to the public.
Few in Mecca know this bookstore sits on the ruins of the house where the Prophet Muhammad was born. In fact, the entire history of the ancient city of Mecca is buried under this forest of modern commercial towers. The Saudis say it's a policy to prevent the worship of idols, as people can turn those places into shrines. Many Muslims say the Saudi government is destroying Islamic heritage sites. But one giant monument of nature has survived. The Mountain of Light is where the Prophet Muhammad prayed in a cave for months, until he received the first revelation from God. For a long time, access to the cave of Hira was forbidden by the authorities. Now, due to pressure from pilgrims, they've opened the site. But at the foot of the mountain, they still try to discourage people from going.
Some people believe that going to the mountain is part of the Hajj, but it's not true.
However, pilgrims from around the world are not listening.
When you go there, you'll feel as if only God exists. You'll imagine Archangel Gabriel filling the space from the earth to the sky. Go there yourself and you'll see.
It takes an hour on average to trek to the height of about 700 meters. It is a difficult journey. But pilgrims are eager to reach what they believe is the source of the spiritual fountain of Islam.
You feel as if you are on top of the world and there is no barrier between yourself and the Almighty Creator.
Along the rocky path, a little tourism business has flourished. Small vendors, resting places and gift shops. Even beggars make an income here. But near the top, the mood turns spiritual.
Actually, the last 2 meters are the most difficult part of it. But finally, we are here at the very spot where Prophet Muhammad received the first verse of the Quran 1400 years ago. This is where Islam began.
Ignoring the risk of such a climb, even the old aren't discouraged from trying to get a look inside the cave. They feel that after all, this is the only real physical thing remaining on earth that the Prophet of Islam touched with his own hands, aside from the black stone at the Kaaba. And it's simply joyous for them to do the same. Muhammad Val, Al Jazeera, on the Mountain of Light in Mecca.